Now, Satan deceived the world in making them think that everything happens by chance, that there's really not a system, there's really not a plan in place to govern this earth and to govern all nations on this earth. He deceived the world into thinking that, and not to thinking that he's the one that actually runs the world. Again, I'm going to use America as an example. Let's just deal with the presidency of the United States, which is supposed to be, again, the most powerful job in the world, right? Y'all don't know that yet, is it? In order to become president, what's the requirements? You got to be a U.S. citizen, natural-born citizen, which means that as long as your parents was a citizen, even if you was born abroad, you are an American. You got to be at least 35 years of age. 35. What else? And you have to live in the country for about 14 years. Okay, you can't live abroad and then run for president. You have to live here for 14 years. Those are the requirements to become the president of the United States of America. How many of y'all know that it's harder to get a job at McDonald's? That's it. 35, parents born here, and you lived here for 14 years. That's it. Now, what idiot people would actually allow somebody to run the country with those few requirements? Think about it. You got certain jobs that you got to have at least a high school diploma. There's nothing about education there. Absolutely nothing. No masters, no bachelors. Which basically means anybody is eligible that meets those few requirements to run for the presidency of the United States. Jobs within the country, like I said, is harder to get than to become president. So what does that tell you? I mean, just thinking about that realistically, what does that tell you? You ever been looking for a job? How many of y'all ever look for a job? How many of y'all ever look for a job? By show of hands. You don't, when you see a job that's easy to get, you'll be like, oh, okay, I just go for this joint right here. I qualify. How you don't have to have no other qualifications to run the country? Running things is hard, okay? It ain't easy. First of all, you got to have a high level of, if you're going to run things successfully, especially something like a country or a large organization, you got to have a high level of intelligence. You just can't get up and run something. But basically, that's what America wants you to believe, that you have an opportunity to actually become president. The powers that be, the rulers of the darkness of this world, they seen that, they really didn't. I mean, you got people that run for president all the time that you never hear about. They put their names on the ballot. You never hear about these people. Because it also, this is an unwritten rule. It's not a rule, but it's an unwritten rule. To run for president, you basically need somewhere in between $700 million to $1 billion to actually, become a Trump or a Ted Cruz or Marco Rubio or Hillary Clinton, or become somebody that actually makes it to the stage, the forefront. So now that eliminates everybody else, and it only puts what they call the elite in the category to be able to run. It's not a requirement, have 700 million, but that's what it actually takes to run. $700 million. A lot of fundraising. Like if you're a billionaire like Donald Trump, use one of your billions. But again, it's showing you that it's a joke. And the type of people that the demons, the people that Satan chose to run the world are, they like to make jokes, but they like to brag. They like to brag about. They don't like to keep it secret. Okay, they like to brag. They be like, I gotta tell somebody that you're all idiots. So they usually will tell the truth, and then people don't even realize that they're telling the truth. They would put it out there. Like they had a show called The X-Files, right? And what was the caption? What was the narrative? The truth is out there. So they would tell the truth, man. Like, I'm gonna see how many of these fools gonna pick it up. You have one movie called and that's usually where they tell the truth at in their stories, in storytelling movies. Yeah, one movie called The Candidate. It's an old movie with, I think, Robert Redford. It was a regular old Joe that wanted to run for president. They came to him and they said, we want you to run for president, but you're gonna lose, but we just need somebody to run against the elite. They said, you're gonna lose though. Okay. So the guy, he ran a good campaign. Now this is the rulers of darkness that put this out. And he actually won. And when he won the regular old Joe, when he won the presidency of the United States, the way the movie ended is he was shocked that he won. Then he looked at his staff and everybody else, and he said, what do I do now?
Okay, we've got about 60 seconds of privacy before they find out we're here now, so what's on your mind, Senator?
I don't know.
Okay, I gotta get out there. See, I told you they'd be here.
Marvin, what do we do now?
Wait a minute, what?
It's a good movie, The Candidate. Go watch it. The truth is in it. He tried to have issues that he wanted, but he actually won. He said, what do I do now? Who ran for president? Just think about it. Al Sharpton. He said he's going to ride the donkey all the way to the White House. If he actually won, what you think his reaction would have been? What's next? Jesse Jackson? Who runs the world is a great issue of complexity. It's very complex. And it's designed that way to keep people asleep. They design these, Satan designed these different forms of government. Democracy is his main tool, because he wants people to really believe that they're in charge. If people believe that they're in charge, remember, the people is always in the majority. They can always overrun the government, in other words, okay? Because there's so many of them. So you got to deceive the people into making the people believe that they actually have some real control. That if they don't like what's going on, they just go to the polls and they just vote the people out and vote in the people that's going to basically do the will of the people. Isn't that the narrative of the world right now? Isn't that the narrative of America? We're going to get you out of there. We're going to kick you out on your rear end. But it's all a lie. And let me try to explain this to you so y'all can have a better understanding. So you don't get caught up like the world. You got people talking about moving to Canada if Trump become president. Like, actually, I don't think Trump that bad. I don't think he that bad. If I was deceived, I probably would vote for him, yeah. Like, an Edomite like that want to punch a heckler in the face, like, get that heckler out of here. Look at him with a smile on his face. I'd punch him in the face. I would. That's one of them old day Edomites that just, Don't bridle the tongue, okay? I don't think he's that bad. But you got some people thinking that if he become president, the country going straight to hell. The country's already straight to hell. Let's go to the book of Daniel chapter 8. Power is not in the hands of the people. That's the biggest lie. But I'm going to try to explain this system and how this system works, or how Satan wants you to make, how he wants you to believe how it works. Let's get Daniel chapter 8, verse 25. Read that for me, please.
And through his policy also.
Do what?
His policy also.
Okay, this policy is this dominant form of government in the world. This system, this democratic system that has been in place since the Greeks and the Romans and every Edomite. This is Esau's favorite form of deception that was handed to him by Satan. Everybody understand that? Democracy is where it's believed that the power is actually in the hands of the people. Through his policy also, read on.
He shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
Skill. What is the craft? The skill in deceiving everybody else. Do everybody understand that? Through his policy, he's going to cause that skill of deceiving people to prosper in his hand. So again, when it says Satan deceived the whole world, what is it? He's deceiving the world, and the world not really understanding that he is the God of this world, that he is the one that is actually running the world. Making the people believe that they are in control when the vast of the majority of the people have never been in control. To this agrees our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Let's go to the book of Luke chapter 4. Luke chapter 4. Let me have some water up here, please. Luke chapter 4, and we're going to start at the 5th verse. Luke chapter 4, verse 5. Read that for me, please.
And the devil, taking him up into an high mountain,
Taking Jesus Christ up into a high mountain. Read on.
showed unto him all the kingdoms of the world.
Okay, so from the time of the Romans till now, this is what Satan showed Jesus Christ. The time of the Romans is because that's the time period that Jesus Christ walked the earth as the Son of God in the flesh. Do everybody understand that? Everybody got that? Okay, so showed him all the kingdoms of the world. Okay, all of the Edomite kingdoms, all of the so-called Caucasian people kingdoms. Read on.
In a moment of time.
Okay, he showed them to him in a vision in a moment of time. Read on.
And the devil said unto him,
Come on.
all this power will I give thee.
Read it one more time.
All this power will I give thee.
So who's in charge? Who's in charge? And this is what you don't really see people. People ain't blaming Satan. They ain't blaming. This is how you know that they're not really considering that Satan is the one that's running everything. They don't put all the blame on the devil. They'll come back and put blame on God. Why is God doing this? Why is people suffering? Why? Because this is the world of the devil. That's why. If it's Satan world, then what else you think? What is his makeup? His design is to make people suffer. That's his design. That's what he's made to do, okay? You ask Satan what he's doing, he'll tell you, I'm walking to and fro, up and down in the earth. What you think he's doing, Pilates? You trying to lose weight? He's looking to make somebody pay. Okay? Everybody understand that?